me, but the thing about it is that normally people can hear me on my Instagram feed and also on my um, YouTube live feed. But what happens is that after we've saved the live on IG, there is no sound. So, sometimes I'm wondering exactly what it is that's happening with Instagram recently, what they have done to us in our previous program. So I'm gonna just screen record this one to ensure that everything is perfect still. So at least we could have everything organized perfectly. I'm gonna put this in when I'm ready for it. So give thanks for everyone who is the first this evening. Give thanks. Welcome to the Food of Seven. Give thanks, Honorable Princess Shekinah. Give thanks. How is the eye? Oh, you're doing blessed. Give thanks, Honorable. Definitely this evening we're going to be speaking of self-love and also the word ego. And I mean, do you have your phone?
Yeah, I'm not going to resign. So I'm calling on our way back.
Okay, all right. Can you in the meantime, can you look up the word ego for me? Ego, ego. You have data, right? Okay, you could just tap onto my feed. So look at the word ego. Well, next time you need to walk with your dictionary then. Do you have a downloaded dictionary in this? You don't have a dictionary in this? You need to get a dictionary in your phone, man. You should have a dictionary. Whenever you read that, you could actually check the meaning of every single word that you read. Are you seeing mine? Oh, you just seen this? Probably tap anyone. Probably see. You might be able to get into. Probably go back. There are some of them that this phone is supposed to have. I think. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, but we're gonna be looking at ego, and we're gonna be talking about the whole aspect of ego, what is ego, and what I believe in, because I don't really use the term ego at all. Yes, Mr. Regis, give thanks, blessed love. I don't use the word ego at all. I think that the fellas who actually created the word ego were very sinister people who actually believed in eugenics and in survival of the fittest. And yes, I mean, of course life is like that, but these people that believe, like, if somebody is crippled and some type of thing, you just kill them. And there are people that believe in that. I mean, if you're crippled, or if it is that you're sick or some kind of thing, just destroy you. So I mean, the people who actually brought forward the whole term ego, probably Randall, you could give us one of the passwords for the Wi-Fi, so the Honorable Princess could actually get some access to do some research for I. So when we look at the whole aspect of the word ego and the whole aspect of looking at the whole realms of self-love, and when we fully examine the origin of the word, remember, everybody in society now is talking about, he's giving it to you. Everyone in society now is just talking about ego. But man, you have to check out your ego, and just because they are, what they're doing, they are following a particular fella, a particular fella. So it's not like as if they are following some kind of a good man with some good vibes and some good things. The whole root of the word ego, come on, I mean, this is some type of stuff. So this evening specifically, I want to just take a time out to just go into the whole aspect of self-love and tell you why I personally, the Right Honorable Priest Kailash K. Leons, don't utilize the word ego at all. Ego is not part of my vocabulary. I don't say, oh, I believe in ego and super ego, and I don't subscribe, ascribe, I don't respect plenty of theories. So plenty of people have theories outside there, and then you have the whole realms of, when it comes to the whole realms of education. Remember that the father of gynecology, I'm not gonna even mention this guy's name. The so-called father of gynecology was a fellow who literally mutilated and carried out some some savage experience upon our black woman, literally without anesthetics, without sedating them, without killing them, numbing their pain, cutting them open, and all type of stuff this guy did. And he's the so-called, there are statues of him, in these places there where they actually show, well, okay, gynecology, and he did it. And then the fella now, the other fella who actually in psychology, right? There's a fella in psychology, right? And that fella in psychology used to say that there was a disease called negritude. You understand that if you're black, that's a disease. Negritude was a disease. That's not that. Okay, you see, when you could go to university and you could study psychology. Okay, now the one of the fathers of psychology, he created the term negritude, meaning that being black is a disease. Like, oh, because black people are not really as intelligent as people who Caucasians or Chinese or Indians or so so if you're black, you stay at the back. You understand? You're black, stay at the back. So they say, well, okay, all right. So that's why they actually justified slavery. So they had like a whole educational system whereby they utilized that. They mutilated our woman. Literally, imagine that a man just come and cut open the woman's vagina, and she's pregnant, just open up her womb, with no painkiller, nothing like that, just cut the child and open up and examine, and some evil things these fellas did. All kind of evil equipments they actually created to open up the woman's vagina and all type of thing. All them different things these guys did, Oh, disgusting, evil fellas. So I'm supposed to say, well, okay, I'm gonna study gynecology and I'm just studying after these guys, right? And when you look at the whole realms of the whole realms of when they call psychology, right? The psycho, the study of the mind, right? And I don't have to subscribe or ascribe or believe in anything that these guys actually taught me. I can critically analyze that. So I don't have to come and say, well, and base my argument upon the word ego and super ego and whatever ego. I don't have to use these fellas. What does the dictionary say that ego is? What dictionary is this? Speak up. You need to speak up, man.
It's a dictionary from Oxford Languages.
Oxford, okay, speak up, man. Come on.
It says, an ego is a person's sense of self-esteem or self-importance.
A person's sense. Where's the root of it? Where does it come from? Is there something like that shows you root? The root of ego. Where is it? Root. Where does it come from? Come on, man. That's supposed to be origin and all these different. What kind of dictionary is this? Supposed to look at the whole thing and look at the root of ego. What the little dictionary just said a while ago? Just the little dictionary. What does the little dictionary did say that? Okay, so that's what the little dictionary said. It says what? Speak up quickly.
Also said that it's also similar to psychoanalysis, the part of the mind that mediates between the conscious and the unconscious and is responsible for reality testing and a sense of personal identity.
A sense of personal identity, reality testing. Okay, all right. So so it's talking about a person's sense of self-esteem, self-importance, whatever. Now let us look at type in ego origin. Okay, so you're gonna look at origin. Where does that whole word or ego actually come from? Because remember, enough people say, oh, but this man is full of ego. They're not the ego. I don't use that word at all. I don't use ego. Where does it come from?
Its origin is Latin.
Latin. Okay, all right.
From the early 19th century.
19th century.
It says from Latin, literally I.
Okay, literally means what?
I.
So the Latin meaning of the word ego just means I, I. You understand that? So okay, so what does Rastaman say?
Say
I and I. So okay, so alright, so the Rastaman does say I and I. So if we have to go to the Latin root of ego, it would just be ego. Okay?
Yeah.
Ego. So I mean to say I and I. So I mean the Latin meaning of it. Okay, means I. Okay, and that's the origin of the word. So come on, and then these people are going to make you hate the word so much. and make you feel like you cannot go into the I. And when you know that I and I is basically the one. Look at type psychology and type ego. Let's see who's the fella that actually bringing that whole theory of ego and super ego. Look at psychology, and ego and super ego. Who is the man that actually bring that whole aspect of ego and super ego? What's it? What's this guy name? What's it? Come on, man. You use your computer and find some information. That's not only for games and movies and all these different. Come on, find some information about the guy who actually came with the theory of ego and super ego, and probably you could go and read his history and then find out who the guy really is, because it's very important that we understand that is not everything that people come and teach you and come and tell you that about thing, and you're supposed just to take it and swallow it. Because a lot of these fellas, I'm telling you, a lot of the fellas who actually came and create these so-called theories were evil, racist. You know?
That was a psychologist,
Sigmund Freud. Oh, it's Sigmund Freud. You see who? Sigmund Freud. You know, so all this, you know, these fellas that believe in that in plenty different aspects, man. Yeah, fraud. You know, so this guy, okay, so because fraud came, remember in the Latin meaning of the word ego is I. Right? So then society have actually taught us now that through the work of Sigmund Freud, right, that okay, ego, man, you have too much ego. You are egoistic, and oh, this man is so this and that, and then so when I say that you have too much of the I, so that is why it's very important that we understand the whole concept of self-love and loving yourself is so difficult to people, because people have been subconsciously programmed, you know, and actually rearranged and redirected and rewired to actually they're not even able to actually fully love and embrace themselves. I'm telling you, there are places that I've gone to and lecture, and I tell people to say I love myself, and you have 300 people in the audience, and within that 300 people, you know, hardly anyone could have gotten up and said I love myself. Right? People were saying, I love Jesus and I love myself. I love myself, but I love everybody else. I love God and I love myself. People had to look for all type of reasons, excuses, all type of things just to come and just to be able to say, well, I love myself, you know. You understand? So you could see how separated we are. You see how separated we are from the whole aspect of self-love? Huh? That just the ability to just to love yourself and to love who you are and to love your nose and your eyes and your head and your beard and everything and just embrace the true you. Come on, man. We are fat because the people, you know, I mean, it's been very difficult that we've been taught not to be able to love ourselves and to, oh, it's selfish. Oh, and it's egoistic. But what does ego means? I. And then what the Rastaman does say? I and I. And the I is basically the oneness. I and I. So it's not like I is not like you'd say like you and you and you know, and me. You know, I, when you say the I, how the I doing? You know? Is the I in the I. Is the ever-living power of the creator, the God, the creator in I. You know, so we say, how's the I? You know, so when I say, well, I love the I, you know, so I love the I in the I. So even if it's I and I, that means I love myself. You know, so being able to take care of my daughter doesn't mean that, okay, so I don't have to love my daughter more than I love Priscilla, you know. Do you understand that? No! So I have to love Priscilla. You see, that's my daughter here. So I have to love Priscilla. not love my daughter. And okay, if I love Priscilla, not just I love Princess Shekinah, and because I'm gonna do whatever I'm doing for her, make sure she's comfortable, make sure she's at, make sure she takes good care of herself. She can read, she can write, she has everything that she's clothed, she eats well, and everything is okay. She's in the house, she gets whatever. That's right. So it's not just because I love Princess Shekinah. It's because I love Priscilla. Now, if it is that I love Priscilla, then it means that, what does it mean to be a good father? Come on, speak up, speak up, you need to speak up.
Be a good father. Well, you can be to raise a child that can actually show just how well you raise her, also to raise a child that for the rest of life look up to you and always take care of you. In the end, when you become an elder, your child, the way you want to raise a child.
You just speak up louder than that, man. You speaking like as if I know when you're at home and thing, you just speak real loud. Especially if your brothers come and say something and thing, and you then in a thing, if your brothers is loud, you speaking. So imagine that you now, your brothers and them come and try and take advantage of you, and then you have to raise up your thing and you have to roll. Don't speak them with it. Nobody can you hear what she's saying on Instagram? Can you hear what the Honorable Princess Shekinah is saying? Did you hear what she said about being a good father? You have to love yourself. No, I'm not saying about. Did you hear what she said a while ago? And people, are you hearing what she's saying? I mean, if it is that, probably the people love can't hear, love can't be taught. Okay, okay, all right, and nobody's answering the question I'm asking her. Okay, peace from Trinidad. Can you hear what she's saying? Can you hear what she's saying? Okay, all right. Okay, Donald. Yes, I can hear. Yes, very scantily. People could hardly hear you. So come on, step up and open up your mouth and speak so people can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think that to be a good father would be when you can raise a child, when you become an elder, will actually look after you because they actually care for you and all that, because in the end, it'll also be loving yourself.
Okay, so you take care and just take care of you.
Not only for that, but it's also that you both love them and yourself. Because when you show that you love them, they'll end up loving you too. So when you get to an elder, they'll take care of you.
Okay, all right, give thanks. Well, okay. So there would be the video paused on my end. Okay, all right. I don't know what happened. So you know how Instagram is. Instagram is actually playing the thing. That after our thing, we can't even. But you need to speak louder because people can't hear what you're saying. You want to be so you just want to just look like a princess, or you want to sound like a princess. So there's more to a woman than looks. You understand that? Okay, all right. So being a good father is basically having the capacity to actually take care of all the basic needs of your child: food, clothing, and shelter. Primarily, right, and spiritual fortitude. Okay. So then after that, any other thing is like, education and whatever things is just a plus. All right. Now, if it is then that to be a good father is to do that. So I will just be a good father. Say, well, the person's a good father. Okay, right. So then not because of you, it's because I am a good father. Right? So I fulfill my responsibility. So the same way as a daughter, you're supposed to know, well, because I am. Well, are you a what? A good daughter. So then you're going to manifest the work of what?
You being a good father.
No, of you being a good daughter. You can't do the works of me being a good father. All you have to focus about is what? Being a good daughter. You don't have to worry about me. So whether or not, even if your father never gave you a shoe, never helped you do nothing at all, and never do nothing, is you still just have to know what a good daughter is supposed to be. And then, independent of what the father does or does not do, you just have to be what? A good what? A good daughter. That's all you have to focus about. Love yourself. Don't focus about what dad or what any other person or this and that. I don't focus on. It's not about what the daughter does. It's about being a good father. Right? So at the end of the day, you are being true to self. That's what they call the I. because it's all about the I. It's about I and I. So then, just like being a husband, right? So just like you just being a good husband. I mean, you're not even focusing on if the wife been a good wife. You've been a good husband. So at the end of the day, you know, well, oh yeah, okay, right, I'm a good husband, and then the wife have to focus on being a good wife. She can't focus on being a good husband. You understand? And she can't focus on what a good the good husband's supposed to. Is not because you love your wife and you love yourself. No, it's because you just want to be a good husband and you want to be known in the gates as, oh, this man is a good husband. Okay? So you fulfill the responsibilities of a good husband. Right? So that love for yourself as an individual equates loving your children, loving your wife, loving your, and if you're a son, of course I'm a son. So I want to be a good son. So a good son takes care of the parents and checks for them and give them a call once in a while and visits them, make sure they're comfortable, and you understand? So that's why. So you now just loving yourself and having that core fundamental principles of self-love, right, allows you to become a good son, a good father, a good husband, a good daughter, a good mother, a good brother, a good whatever, and independent of what any other person says or do. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right. So then your action does not become dependent or on what people do. No. No, not dependent on people. As long as I know, sometimes people come and say, okay, but as long as that I personally am doing my part, I'm happy to do my part. So I know that I am okay. Yeah, man, I'm doing my part. Okay, I'm doing my part. That's my part. I do my part. So just do your part. If everybody do their part and they love themselves to the highest level, then I mean, come on, we will be in a great position. Definitely. So definitely we do give thanks for life and a mighty life giver, and then definitely we just started our program. Really, that was just the introduction, and we're just talking about the whole realms of self-love. And we're also gonna be talking about ego. Why we don't use that with the ego at all, and give ego some kind of bad. So if you have an ego and thing now, remember, subconsciously the meaning of ego is I. So when somebody put away your ego, man, then put away what? Yourself. You know, the I. You understand? Oh boy, your ego and this and that. So because of whatever, like you might believe in fraud, right? Sigmund Freud. Sigmund Freud is not an easy fella, That man not easy at all, man. Read about him, you're gonna know about what they did. Right, so before we actually go any further, we're going to allow the Honorable Princess to bless us up with one of her beautiful sounds. Right? And praise. When you are speaking to my people, remember, you have all my people here. You have my people on Instagram, my people on YouTube, people there are there listening to you. And then you whisper into them. It's like you have a flashlight and the path is dark, and then you putting it on and you're blocking the lights. You need to open up your mouth and speak to the people. Alright, so the Honorable Princess Shekinah, before we go to an intercession, is going to be blessing us up with one of her big tunes.
Tell me who made the angels sing. Tell me who made the joy bells ring. Tell me who are the King of Kings? No one but Pharaoh. Yes, he made the sky, he made the sea and land. Plus he fashioned them together with his mighty hand. Under his command, the king controls.
No one but Pharaoh.
Tell me who made the angels sing. Tell me
Who made the joy bells ring?
Tell me
Who is the King of Kings?
No one but Pharaoh. Yes, he made the sky, he made the sea and land. Plus he
Fashioned them together with his
mighty hand. Under his command, the king controls.
no one but Pharaoh.
Tell me who made the angels sing. Tell me who made the joy bells ring.
No one but Farai.
Selassie
Jah Rastafari. Honorable, give thanks. Now, what? So you're gonna do what you normally do. I mean, before the intercession. How much time you have for intercession? You have about 5 minutes. So you have enough time to actually just read through our first. Well, do the Sime Comptoir first. The Sime Comptoir, the worm bush or the worm grass.
Okay. Wormgrass, Chenopodium ambrosoides. L. Okay. Common names.
Speak up, please.
Simenconcha, Zebive, wormwood. Simenconcha,
Speak up, please.
Simenconcha, as this herb is commonly called, has been a backyard herb used to treat parasitic infections for thousands of years. A small perennial tropical herb with a grooved, much branched, reddish stem and a strange scent, growing up to 4 feet tall. Simenconcha has toothed oval leaves and small green flowers growing in long spikes. The essential oil, derived from the aerial parts, is called Oleum chenopodi, oil of chenopodium. Infusions and decoctions of the leaves, roots, and inflorescence of the herbaceous shrub, used for centuries as dietary condiments and as traditional
Dietary condiments.
dietary condiments and traditional anthelmintics by native peoples for the treatment of intestinal worms. Commercial preparations of oil chenopodium and its active constituent, ascaridol, obtained by steamed distillation, have been used with considerable success in mass treatment campaigns. Ethnopharmacological studies in a community of Maya subsistence farmers in Chiapas, Mexico, confirmed that decoctions contained up to 300 milligrams of dry plant material per kilogram body weight. MGKGW were widely used and traditionally highly regarded in the treatment of ascariasis. A poultice of the leaves can be added to an ulcer with great results. It will clean out all parasites and help in skin rebuilding. This herb is also utilized in the treatment of cancer through its cytotoxic nature. A powder of the seeds is known to enhance the immune system, thus help in the treatment of both communicable and non-communicable diseases. Wormbush is also used as a mild cardiac stimulant and to promote secretions of skin and kidneys.
Okay.
Its medicinal properties are ambicide.
What's an ambicide? Ambicide. Yeah.
Because I looked up the full set before.
You looked at the full set before. Remember, you have phone, you know, all them big phone and all them different things that, you know, you just type it on your phone. You know, that's why you have phones for. You know, so why is it on the phone? Look at the music thing and and you are aware that the phone has that use also, that you could use it to get information.
No, sometimes I use to help out with my studies.
Okay, alright.
Ambicide. The medical definition of ambicide is a substance used to kill or capable of killing amoebas, and especially parasitic amoebas.
And parasitic amoebas. These are single cell organisms, like microscopic like cells. Amoeba. Okay, alright, so give thanks. Right now, I would due for an intercession.
It's 7:30 exactly.
Exactly 7:30. Give thanks, Honorable. So we are indeed due for an intercession. When you come again, definitely we're going to continue to give thanks. Give thanks, Honorable. Give thanks for all those of you who are with us today. Give thanks as we are focusing on self-love. We are definitely giving thanks for life. As we are taking an intercession. And if you can tell people on WhatsApp, on Instagram. Probably speak to the people about what you read. Why are you speaking so as if you're afraid to allow the sound to come out of your throat? Do you understand that? Heather Francis, blessed love does not hear my little sister. Hope I hear her better tonight. You see, everybody saying the same thing. You want to speak like as if your voice is in your throat. I don't understand that at all, Princess Shekinah. Come on, give me this, because you say nothing to the people. You just there like as if you. She's saying nothing, so. She's saying nothing, and she has a lot of things to say.
Well, actually, yeah, there are a few things about that.
But you need to speak up. No one is hearing.
The wormwood can also be used for as a emmenagogue. Emmenagogue. Pronounced correctly.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a emmenagogue.
But you could pronounce your thing whatever way you want to pronounce it. That's English, right?
Okay.
English is just a kind of thing where you could just do whatever you want. English is one of the worst languages. Yes, instead of give thanks for life and the mighty life giver, as we were definitely reading on self-love, and we were, and in thinking about self-love, we had to look at a particular herb that is specifically dealing with the whole aspect of the removal of parasites, all type of parasites. So when you love yourself, sometimes you have to make decisions, and just focus on you, because remember, a good you means that everyone that is within your circle, every single individual that is within your realms, what happens is that these people, they automatically begin to get taken care of just because you are good. So when it is that you are comfortable, that you are very comfortable in the sense whereby you have that level of comfort in your how you eat, how you drink, where you rest, where you go, where you don't go, and all this thing, what you drive, and automatically, man, everything that concerns you is just good. So it is essential that as a people that we are able to remove parasites from our physical structure. Now, the thing about herbs is that the herb, as much as the herb do have what you refer to as medicinal properties. So we're talking about the medicinal property of the wormbush, right? And being a plant that could actually help to remove parasites from the physical structure, what they call the semi-contract or the semi-comptoir. And also understanding that the same herb, as it actually helps to remove that physical parasite, it also has that capacity of removing any other types of parasite in any other type of realms, because the herb also have esoteric properties, or what they would call occult uses, things of the spirit, right? So as the herb is utilized to clear out parasites physically, spiritually also, this is a herb that could clear off some parasitic spirits of your physical structure, right? So even understanding that, just the smell of the herb It's so rich in sulfur, right? That a green juice of it would be basically like a shocking color green, like a yellow green. And the smell, when you inhale that smell alone, man, definitely you know that this thing there will just chase out vampires and all evil type of things from your physical. I mean, come on, you know that you have blood suckers. You know, I mean, you have worms that basically is attached onto your intestines and just suck your blood. You know that's what they do. They're parasites, blood suckers, right? So these now that herb, they say through steam distillation, meaning utilize the steam, boiled water, the steam from water passing through, going to a fractional distillation kit, and then boop, you just collect your separation funnel and you collect your oil and you let go the water. Through steam distillation, you could actually extract the phytochemicals from the oil, from the herb itself, that can be utilized for the removal of what you'll call parasites. Very important. Very, very, very important. So this herb semen contract, right? Because people will say, well, priest, I don't want to drink it and then I have to feel the worms wiggling out. Alright, so tell me, if you have two choices, okay, feeling the worms wiggling out and not feeling the worms at all. If the worms don't wiggle out, where are the worms?
Inside of you.
I'm not hearing you, princess.
Inside of you.
What?
Inside of you.
I'm not hearing you at all. Are you hearing what she's saying? No one is saying you. Please just shake hands. If the worm is not wiggling outside of you, that means that worm is, well,
inside of you.
Inside of you. That's where the worm is. If it's not wiggling out, that worm is gonna be inside of you. So what's your choice? Okay, so you don't want to feel the worm. I rather feel that worm wiggling out and then pull it out. You understand? Because I love myself. You know, I know that there's a parasite inside of me that's a blood sucker. That's sucking on my blood. That's why I'm getting so skinny and I'm always scratching my anus and I'm always grinding my teeth and I look like as if I'm so deprived. Why? Because of a blood sucker. So I'm gonna drink this worm bush that's basically is going to expel that worm and it's going to be wiggling out. And then yeah, I know that I know going to school when in my primary school age, when I was 8, 9, 10, right, going to primary school, and like it's every like 4 times a year they used to give us senior contour. And right before school opened, right after the summer holidays and stuff, they would give you your senior contour to drink, and then you'd see people rushing to the toilet and crying, especially the princesses. And then the teacher would have to go in the toilet. The female teacher have to go and pull out the worm. You know, imagine some wiggly stuff coming out of the anus, right? So it sounds disgusting, ain't it? But imagine that you have 20 or 50 of these wiggly stuff inside of you. Right? So, I mean, it's better this wiggly stuff is wiggling out of you. Right? Than you have 50 of these wiggly stuff inside of you having a party. Oh, you know? And they control you to the extent that they'll say, go and eat a lollipop, and you suck on a lollipop, and you think you eating lollipop, you know, but the wiggly stuff eating the lollipop. You know, because they love the sugar. So they could actually control your mind. Are you aware of that? Parasites control the mind. Yeah, man, so the worms inside of you can control your mind, can decide what you eat, what you don't eat, because they could actually manipulate your taste buds. Worms, they do that. They're very evil. You know, so they could make you eat all type of sugary stuff and things just because they want what they want to eat, not because what is healthy or what is good for you. They gotta just be chewing up, making you suck up the soda and the bread and the corned beef and everything because they say, oh, I want corned beef today. So they come and they tickle you. And they're so evil. They wait while you're resting, right? And they wiggle out to the anus. Right? That's what the worms do, right? They wiggle out through the anus and then they lay eggs around the rim of the anus. You see how smart they are? And then now, because they want you to pass that, they want their children to go inside of your sister or your brother, right? So what? So when they lay the eggs around the urnas, it causes the urnas to itch, right? So when your urnas start to itch now, what, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? You're going to scratch it, right? That's why Bobo Shanti don't shake people's hands. Blessed love, my Lord, give thanks for life, right? Give thanks, blessed love, honorable, give thanks, blessed love, because you're gonna go and scratch it. Yeah, why say my brethren, give thanks. Yeah. All type of things you'll be doing that, and then just because, and then oops boy, the eggs are on you now, and then you go and scratch your nose, and then you go and bite your fingernails. And you understand? That's why COVID good, COVID teach people to wash their hands good and all them type of things. If it wasn't for COVID, plenty people wouldn't be washing their hands. COVID make plenty people wash their hands. Right? Plenty people wash their hands just because of COVID. Alright, blessed love my Lord, give thanks, and you shake hands. Because the worm's smart, and then when you scratch, oh, that feels good. When you scratch, that feels so good. Right? You just dig and then you come and say, yeah, right there, yeah, and come on. Blessed love my Lord. Give thanks. Right, so when you understand that these spirits and the aspect of the herb, and you love yourself, then you say, boy, whoa, I just rather that this worm just actually come out of my physical structure. So I'm going to drink some semen contract and add a bit of castor oil and everything, right? And then I'm going to poop out them worms. Now, okay, now. Then you could add something to the semen contract and destroy the worms on the inside. That's just for you people who probably don't love yourself. You don't love yourself enough to just poop out the worm and wiggle in a knot and then step on it. Yeah, it will fire! You understand? Step on it and crush it up and say, yeah, I want to kill this parasite. Okay. So you want it to come out already dead. So you add a bit of clove. C-L-O-V-E, clove. Right? So look for the herb clove in that thing. Clove in the herbal manual. Clove. Right? So you could actually utilize that and then still leave your hand on that thing, because we're going to just read a little thing on the clove, and then just so that the people could understand. You could combine the clove with the semen contract, and then it actually destroys the worm on the inside. It crushes it up. The clove has some essential oil called eugenol, which is very potent and could actually help in the killing and the destruction of parasites. Crush them up inside of you, so you don't have to feel the wiggling. But whether or not with or without the wiggling, you're supposed to love yourself enough to want to get rid of these parasites out of your physical structure, to the extent that wiggle or no wiggle, man. People used to look forward to the worm, man. These parasites will just be sucking on you and all these different type of things just because what, right? So you understand, well, look, you are deworming yourself, you are cleaning out your physical structure, and then you are using the worm bush. You get it? Not yet? You're gonna find it because it's there. It's called the clove. So this evening, it is very important as we focus on the realms, because trust me, we're not. And as we said from the beginning, we said we don't use the word ego. I don't use ego because I don't read Sigmund Freud, I'm not a man that read. A lot of them psychologists and them psychiatrists and them so-called philosophers. I don't read these people, so I don't really quote them. Right? I don't use their theories at all. So Sigmund Freud, I don't use this thing. For me, the whole fact about like ego being something wrong and he's so egoistic and I want too much ego and ego just in Latin just means what? I didn't hear you, man.
I.
Okay. And what?
I and I.
I and I. So as Rastafari, we know that the I and the I is very important. And for the realms, even for the Latin, you understand ego just means I. So Sigmund Freud come and take the thing and change it around ego, super ego. And then people now, all the little followers and all these little people come and make it look as if like when you in touch with the I inside of you. Your ego as which means I in Latin, right? It's something kind of wrong. Like, boy, I'm going to go to your ego, man. Right? Okay, right. So let's read about clove. And read Lord please first, so at least we could hear what you're saying about clove.
Syzygium aromaticum or Eugenia caryophyllata.
Speak up, please.
Cloves, Syzygium aromaticum or Eugenia caryophyllata. Common names GWAS. Cloves are used to treat indigestion, diarrhea, hernia, and ringworm, as well as athlete's foot and other fungal infections.
So you see, like fungus now are different little parasites, right? And parasites like a fungi, like ringworm. You know, when you have a ringworm, okay, you basically have little creatures that's living on your skin. You know, nasty little creatures. They live off your skin and then they poop on you. When I itching and they poop, they live up your skin and they suck all your sugar out of your blood, right? So aphid fruit's the same thing as fungus, right? So clove is an antifungal. So you see how the clove and the worm bush, right? They take care. We want them to take care of what?
You can take care of
Parasites.
on them.
Yeah, things that suck up on you and you know. So a nice essential oil of clove probably put here and put here and put here and rub your face and thing would keep parasitic people away from you. Let's go. Continue.
Tails. No. India's traditional Ayurveda healers have used cloves since ancient times to treat respiratory and digestive ailments as a disinfectant. Cloves are effective against coli bacilli, streptococci, staphylococci, pneumococci, and as an antimitotic.
Yeah, so you see that all these things they are different types of bacteria. Okay? So all they are is what you would call gram positive, gram negative, different types of bacteria, streptococci, bacilli, you understand? Pneumococci now that all it does is give you lung issues and whatever. Right? Staphylococcus. You know, so all these things are different type of bacteria. So the clove is what effective against a wide variety of these types of bacteria. Important. Alright, come on. Go on, speak up.
The oil, like the whole clove and powder, is used in dentistry for its antiseptic and analgesic properties, and for local pain relieving purposes.
Yeah, so normally like when you go to the dentist and you're doing like a painkiller, and when you do a root canal, right, and take off your teeth and can kill off the end of the nerves to prevent pain, they put some temporary fillings inside there, and it has cloves in it to actually numb the pain. So if you have to fake and you pass clove, you understand? It numbs the pain. But you know that, right?
I already said that one time, but
Are you speaking to yourself?
say yes, that I already said that. I remember giving clove oil once and my teeth was hurting a lot. Because around the time my teeth were starting. I was trying to take my teeth out myself. It was hurting a lot.
Okay, alright. Go ahead.
Okay, that does eugenol. Eugenol from clove is a local anesthetic used in dental fillings and cements. It is also an irritant and an allergic sensitizer. Besides all their other uses, cloves can be used to treat acne, skin ulcers, sores, and styes. They also make a potent mosquito and moth repellent. Cloves.
You see? So it repels mosquitoes. Mosquito is the biggest parasite. The mosquito will come and it will suck your blood and then put disease inside of you to kill you. Mosquito. So you see what I'm telling you about? So the same way that it could actually keep off these different things there. If you rub it on you, it keeps off them parasitic spirits. So the mosquito is a physical representation, right, of a parasitic spirit, an evil spirit that could actually suck on you. It's like someone who come here, they eat from you, they drink from you, and they still give you disease, they still kill you and all that kind of thing. No mosquito can bite you and kill you. Okay, alright. So understanding these things is very important. Now speak up when you're reading. Let's go. You're almost done here.
Cloves also contain antiviral properties, which have been found effective in the treatment of herpes.
Okay, so clove contains antiviral properties, which has also been found effective in the treatment of herpes. What about herpes? No, we spoke about herpes in our previous program. Oh no, probably you're not there. Probably it's a different one. Come on, let's go. All right, next.
Okay. Thanks for that. As a vasodilator, the active component of cloves assist in the reducing of blood pressure and assist in circulation.
Okay. All right. So what are some of the properties of clove?
Antiseptic, analgesic, anesthetic, aromatic disinfectant, stimulant, stomachic, and digestive.
Okay, all right. So you're laughing so much, you're not even taking your time out and that. You see how your father does. You know all that everything your father have that you have the same thing too, right? You know all that loud voice and everything. If you roar at the whole building just falling down, you know that, right? You know I've heard you roar, huh? Now I have to tell you, Princess, you kind of keep your voice down. So why, when you hear your voice, just be so quiet? Huh? Oh, I don't know, Princess Shekinah. Yes, so we've looked at the clove also is very effective as as antiparasitic. You know, it's very potent, very potent. 751 definitely. So it's speaking about that whole aspect of self-love, being able to fully love, embrace yourself, and understand that. And when people try to use that whole ego thing on you, it's just a theory by Sigmund Freud, who actually created his own little theory, ego, super ego, and most of these people are what he called eugenicists, people who actually believe that the world, so you're supposed to take off certain people out of the world because they're not good enough and let disease go rampage and who die, you know, because survival of the thing and fetus and evolution, and some people who just have to die because yeah man. So I don't support these fellas. I don't use the term ego at all. In fact, I embrace the I, because ego in Latin really just means I. So I embrace the I. So when Rastafari say I and I, right? If it is that you're saying it in Latin, probably it might be ego. So I don't know. Or some kind of way. I'll have to learn how to say it. I mean, I'm just according to the dictionary and according to what I have researched, I just not ego Latin meaning is I. So I'm just saying that. Why is it that for some reason that when somebody tell you that you are egoistic, mean that you are aistic, unless you are basically just using Sigmund Freud's theory and his definition when it comes to psychology of the definition of ego and all these different type of terms he actually utilize. I don't give these people no type of rating at all. I don't use their theory. I don't believe in their theory. I don't support their theory at all. And I believe that they themselves, they are some really racist kind of fellas and evil type of fellas who have conducted some evil experiments on our people, from gynecology to psychology to all the different types of ologies that they have. They try to actually use us as guinea pigs. Look at what they did with the Tuskegee experiments just recently, as they did with our brothers and sisters. So at the end of the day, we don't support any type of theory. That's why I personally don't use the term ego at all, I don't use the term ego. I don't use that. I don't use that. I don't. People say you won't hear me tell. If somebody tell the priest that I say that I'm egoistic, I won't use that. I won't give Sigmund Freud no kind of value. You understand? I mean, if it is that you are a very evil person, you're evil. That's it. And then if you put evil, spell evil.
E-V-I-L.
Spell it back way.
L-I-V-E.
What's it? Live. Okay. So the background of evil is really live, eh? Okay, alright. So you have to understand all them things. Spell love.
L-O-V-E.
Spell it backwards.
E-V-O-L.
Pronounce that.
Evolve.
Evolve. Evolve. Okay? Alright, so all them things there is in the English. So we must really understand that plenty of the so-called things that they teach us is to basically program us not to be able just to love self. So you're talking about people who know that they have diabetes, they know blood sugar is high, they're still gonna drink the Coke, they're still gonna eat the lollipop, they're still gonna eat the bread, and they're still going to do everything that they do that they're not supposed to do. just because they don't have that sense of self-love. If they know that they have high blood pressure, they're still going to be upset. They're still going to eat plenty of salt, plenty of baking powder, plenty of chicken and pork and beef and cheese and all these type of things. And just because what? They're just going to be, just because they have lost that sense of self-love. So it is very important to understand that the foundation of your healing, the foundation of actually even attaining any type, any level, right? Any level of understanding, any level of understanding that you have to actually get, you have to be able to fully embrace self, right? The I, so the same thing that the system has taught you not to love, right? Remember I tell you, plenty people cannot say I love myself. Plenty people cannot say I love myself. Come on, say it. I love myself. Say I love myself.
I love myself.
You were saying something?
I love myself.
Okay, all right. I love myself. Come on, say I love myself. Come on, say that. I can't hear you outside on TV world. Say, I love myself. Say, you can't even, people are afraid to say, I love myself. You have to basically be free and think, just to love self completely. Right? That means that you'll be in a position whereby you could make decisions based upon self-love and not concerning about what other people might be thinking, but just because you love yourself and unapologetically. Okay, give thanks. Spice Island, I love myself. Juicy James says, I love myself. Miss Smooth 79, Tucker, I love myself. Oh, J-In, I love myself. Swan Andrea, I love myself. People say it. Mr. Dolius, I love myself. Give thanks, or you type in it. Trinity 40.5, I love myself. So people are they're saying it. The people are loving themselves. So it's important when you reach that point of self-love, that self-acceptance, that self-expression, when it is that you don't feel guilty in expressing that core foundation of love to self, then you'll fully understand what bliss is, whereby you are free to express your true essence, your heart, right? And that is the core principle. That's why plenty things. Misty BB, I love myself to the fullest. Yes, you even added to it, right? So when it is that we reach that level, then Lana Miller loves. Okay, I love myself. Give thanks. When we reach that level, basically we are able to fully express ourselves. We are able to make decisions, right? Towards the betterment of self. So trust me, if you're using the word ego, man, take a time out and study Sigmund Freud. Study them fellas there. Study Sigmund Freud and all them other scientists that they have. Buenas noches, and como estas, right? When it is that, study all these different scientists that they bring to us and see. Yes, I'm Darius, man. Blessed love, give thanks, my Lord. I love myself, Ubuntu treasures, give thanks. When it is that you fully understand exactly what these people have tried to teach us, they have brought us away from self-love. So they try to make it look like, if it is that you are confident, and they mistake your confidence for arrogance. They say, boy, this man is very arrogant, just because you're confident, right? Just because you walk with your shoulders up and you move in a particular type of a way. Oh, boy, this man is so arrogant. But you're just a confident being, so you just walk you keep your chest up. You just confident. So then you walk like this and you small up yourself, just because you're afraid that somebody was going to be saying that you're arrogant and you're full of yourself. Yes, Claudia Michelle, blessed love. Oh, Claudia, love herself. Give thanks. Gussie Bois 40, I love myself. Give thanks, honorable. So self-love is in the place. So fully love yourself, fully embrace yourself, and put your shoulders up and walk. Boldly. Don't feel like as if you have to bow to anybody and you have to small up yourself because of what people thinking. No. So when you are free to the extent that you could put up your chest and you could walk, and don't care if somebody say that you arrogant or check this man is full of himself, he's so egoistic. But say, yeah, man, of course, man. I mean, if you follow Sigmund Freud and then you want to make as if your ego being some kind of bad part of you that you have to actually try to whitewash it away. No, you have to embrace the I. Embrace yourself fully, right? To the extent that you could do the best for self without feeling apologetic. The best for yourself. So, yes, Kevin Paul, give thanks, my brother. So, at the end of the day, if you're a carpenter like my brethren there, I'm Kevin Paul, and I mean, definitely, um, you just give good work, not because you love the priest, but because you love yourself and you want to know, well, that your work is associated. Yes, Kevin Paul, you have to bring on the hood for you, man, but the mahogany. But I mean, the truck had some little issues, so I think that sooner or later, when the truck is rectified, we're gonna bring down the mahogany for you, my beloved brethren, like Kevin Paul Carpenter. Oh, Melo Trio, I love myself unapologetically. The voice we hear the loudest is ourselves. We need to hear ourselves saying, I love you. I love myself. Oh, give thanks. That's it. So you have to be able to fully embrace self. You have to be able to fully able to embrace yourself. You have to be fully able to embrace self. You have to love self. You have to nurture self. You have to eat good. You have to take care of yourself. You have to dress good. You have to smell good. You know, so you know, well, so if you know you smell, oh man, I don't smell good at all. So you don't like that, so you say, oh, I don't like that about myself. So you love yourself, you smell good. Right? You smell good, you take care of yourself, because what?
I love myself.
I love myself. I didn't hear you, man. I didn't hear you.
I love myself.
Do you love yourself? So are you afraid your voice to be heard? Say I love myself so everyone could hear you.
I love myself.
Imagine that Prophet Saul was doing you something. And then you come in and you're going to complain to Mama and tell Mama something about Prophet Saul. Go ahead, let me hear you. Mama is at the back of the door.
I don't raise my voice when I talk to Mama.
Oh yeah! Oh, who you raise your voice when you speak to?
Mostly my younger siblings.
Mostly, yeah. Oh, okay, alright. You like you whispering, man. I seems like I'm going to conduct a survey and ask the people whether we should just a survey, whether we should just leave you home. Oh my nine. Okay, alright, so definitely we give thanks as it's 8 o'clock on the dot. It's time for an intercession. Definitely. Look at you. You used to sing so loud. You used to have your concerts every time singing for your father. Now you can't, you don't even want to speak. What has happened?
I can't speak.
No one is hearing you. People is trying to encourage you. Raise it, sis. All type of things people telling you. Oh my. Anyway, give thanks. We are due for an intercession. Definitely on Calabash Television. Not you on YouTube and Instagram. Calabash Television. When we come again, we're going to open up the lines and we're going to take your calls. Those of you near and those of you from far. Give thanks. Blessed. So we are on an intercession right now. That is between the session. So we're not taking a break. We're not breaking anything. Okay, we are on an intercession. So definitely give thanks. While we're on the intercession, if some one of you want to join in and talk to Princess Shekinah and give her a word or to make a thing, give her some sisterly love, you could just send the link and I'll allow you to join the live. And then Beaton's Preacher Daughter is beautiful. Someone is saying that you're beautiful. Tell them
Give thanks.
so she said give thanks, but she says that she looks like a father. You never there. I mean, Chris, you look beautiful, right? And then you say, well, oh, but you are part of me, ain't it?
Yeah.
Just without the beard. Probably the beard is why. Oh yeah. Yeah. So if you want to join the live a little bit and say, yeah, you could join it and you could say, well, bless up the princess and give her a little word. You could do that. I guess I missed the live grand evening. Which one was the live grand evening? I don't know about that one then. She will open up with a little bit of time. She is doing great.
Give thanks.
She is doing a good job. Daughters need father in these times. She is beautiful and has a voice that needs to be heard.
What?
Voice. Voix. Tu compris?
Pardon?
Okay, Princess Shekinah. Look at people telling me holy things there. Probably you could take it and you could read it. Jah Rastafari, give thanks for life and a mighty life. Kiffer, as we have again, definitely the lines are open, and then definitely we could you have to go back and read anything, and don't just you could just read what's coming up for what the people is, whatever blessings that they want to give to you on Instagram, and keep my keep my video good, so when I post my thing, my people could see my thing good. Just have your face, you have the thing on all the lights and all type of things, like not even come on, Princess Shekinah, you could do better than that. Alright, so definitely the lines are opening up, and if it is that you want to give us a call, those of you on YouTube or on Instagram, the number is 1758-451-934, and please type that number on for me, 1758. Remember, you have a video to that you have to keep steady. 1758-451-934. Yes, caller, blessed. Give thanks, honorable. Mm-hmm. It's on my bottle. It's in the directions. In the directions. Check the directions. So the laxative would say, the laxative would say, the laxative would say, drink the complete bottle. So you drink the whole bottle of the laxative tonight, right? 1 hour after your last feast. So if you eat at 8, you take it at 9. So you drink the whole bottle, and then you try to sit up for a while. Don't go and lie down, And then after that, you don't eat anything. About 30 minutes, you could go and rest, and you could go and take. So about 3 hours afterwards, you're going to free up and cleanse. Then after you've taken the laxative now, tomorrow, which is Monday, you're going to be starting the other 5 bottles, or if you took the super package, you take the 6 bottles. So 1 tablespoon of each bottle 3 times a day. So blood detox, male tonic, Fidovan syrup, pure green, pure gold. All of them are tablespoon 3 times a day. Simultaneously. Okay? A day. 7 days, the 7-day treatment. You're welcome, my brother. Give thanks. Bless you. So the brother just asked about the mail package that he actually got from us, and definitely about how to actually utilize it. Okay, so the people who are with us now, yes, caller, blessed. Blessed, I'm behind you, brother. Go ahead. Every night until it's done. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Well, I mean, based upon how much you want to sleep. Alright? Love my brother. Give thanks. Give thanks. So the slim now is basically just take put it in water and drink it every night to help to just slim you off and boost up your metabolic rate. So that you take it, and also it's good just to actually give you good bowel movement. Yes, caller, blessed. Go ahead. Yes, my brother. When? Today? Well, I mean, we read about the Sime Pontois and we read about the clothes. Right? Both of these, huh? Yeah, well, the Sime Pontois, both of them would help you, with diabetes, because when you have diabetes, sometimes you have little ulcers, little sores, little infections. You have, because of the amount of sugar that you have, you'll have fungal infections also, right? Because you have so much sugar in your blood. So that both the GWAF and the Sime Pontois, both of them are things that you could actually incorporate in your day-to-day life. Okay? Differently, yes, very differently. So even if you just put your giraffe in your cocoa tea, that's good. So you could put your clove in your cocoa tea, that's excellent. Right? You could actually you could chew a little clove in your mouth, gargle some warm water, and you could just swallow it. Right? So all these things they are also good. Yeah, yeah. Okay? Alright, give thanks, brother. Yeah, draw it. Like about a 70 grams maximum. Right? To yeah, you don't have to put too much of it, Yeah. Alright, give thanks. Bless. Yeah, you're welcome. Yes, so the number to call, give thanks. Oh, the man and them are calling tonight. So you have free man like that. Bang, bang, bang is just a man. Just can give thanks to the brothers. The brothers loving themselves. So they calling and they speaking bold. Yes, caller, blessed. Oh, there comes a woman. Yes, caller, blessed. Princess Shekinah. Oh, give thanks.
Give thanks.
Mm-hmm. Well, what you the blessed of give thanks, what you do, you put about like a, let's say, 3 tablespoons of the chopped herb in a cup of hot water. All right, and then what you do then is that you basically allow it to infuse, so that the water will turn a yellowish green. And if it is that you want to expel the worms out quickly, you could just add like a 3 heads of the jus of the clove, and you could add a teaspoon of castor oil to it and drink it in the evening before bed. Right, so it will help bowel movement and also just draw out the worms. And or you could just repeat that 7 consecutive nights. If it is that you're very wormy, so you have to repeat that over and over and over again. All right, give thanks. Give thanks, my Sufra caller. We've not had one caller from Instagram yet, not from YouTube. I mean, done. Yes.
Also had somebody want to see how the
Speak up. I can't hear you.
They had somebody want to see how the wood does look.
Or they will see what?
So they want to see dance. They want to see how it does look.
Who is on Instagram?
Yeah.
Okay, alright. So someone want to see how the wormwood does look like this. Just buy a herbal manual. Herbal manual. Yeah, blessed Lord, give thanks. Yes, blessed. Yeah, B12 they say. Well, B12 they say. Well, if that was true, then all Rasta man would have died a long time ago. If it is that, because remember Rastafari is not vegan, we ital. We pass, like we not processed. Well, vegan is that you could drink Coca-Cola, you could drink soft drink, you could do all that everything. Rastafari is ital. We plant based, so my children have all my children grow without any type of animal products. I have been Rastafari over 20 something years. I've not eaten fish, pork, beef, milk, cheese, none of these things there. I know people 80 something years who live 100 years, and I mean they vegan and and not vegan, ital, for 40, 50 something years. So it is, we don't really believe in supplements. We believe in having that kind of a levity, whereby your lifestyle is how you actually take care of your nutritional needs. So anything you could find in the animal kingdom, you could find in the plant kingdom. Because remember, where does the animal get their food from?
The plants.
Plants. Okay? Yeah, so but I don't know how safe they are. That's not my job. I'm not the regulatory commission. I could just tell you, well, which herb you will get your vital amines and your minerals from. So most of these things they are basically as a means of convenience. So people would go and get their supplements because they're too lazy to actually make a cup of tea or to cook some good food, or so that's why most people go for supplements because that's why they call it a supplement, right? So you are supplementing your food. So just because your food is not wholesome enough, you have to get something else to take, right? But if it is that you love yourself enough that you take a good time and cook a proper food, you don't need to take no supplement. You're good. Oh. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, yeah. Well, I mean, you have all type of people. You see, oh, blessed. Well, yeah, love, blessed. I mean, if they take even if you eating good and you all type of thing, and then they take the Ebola virus and they blow in your nose, I mean, you're gonna get sick. If somebody come and sneeze in your face and they have the cold, you're gonna get the cold. You are exposed to the virus. You're gonna get the virus. It's just based that probably if it was someone else, they would have died. So it don't matter. And sickness is not only just upon eating and drinking, it's also about thought pattern and about stress levels. All these things that could affect the immune system. So it has a lot more to do with eating and drinking, and not because you eating good and exercise and everything you can't get sick, of course. The process of sickness is also about immunizing. It's natural immunity. So being exposed to disease actually assists you to build up B cell and T cell immunity to actually help you to counteract it in the future. Yes, caller, blessed. Yeah, honorable, give thanks. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes, it's go for what they call it. But they call it, yeah, go for is as they it's an English name. They call it man piaba also, right? But I have the book already. I have to go and no research. I have the book that have all them. Yeah, yeah. That have common names too. It have man piaba and all them things there, right? And also man piaba, Piaba. Man piaba. Man, yeah, man, like Piaba. Man, man piaba. Just listen from the phone, brethren. You don't have to get close to the TV. Yeah. Man piaba. MAN like man. Piaba. Alright, love, blessed, give thanks. Yes, and if you want, you just type in the scientific name from the book and then you could just get everything. Yes, caller, blessed. Yes, blessed love. Something. Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, most if it is that what the caller is saying is that what about the people living in the Amazon and people living in the forests in Africa, don't they get sick? You know that many people, you see, like even like the indigenous people, they just bring chicken pox and cow pox and things to kill off them people there too. Right? It's not that. It's just like their lifestyle, their level of cleanliness, their lifestyle, what they eat, what they drink. Right? They're not exposed to that kind of a lifestyle. Remember, in the West, the great majority of people dying, even if coronavirus, is the people with diabetes, high blood pressure, asthma, COPD, coronary artery disease. The same set of people who eat pork and eat cheese and drink rum and smoke cigarette and have the worst type of lifestyles. That's why they have what you call lifestyle diseases, right? So what it is that we must understand is that the West, what we call civilization, right, is basically making you believe like everything that your ancestors taught you was no good and is that fast food and everything that's good. So nowadays, when is the last, most people don't cook for their children. When they send their children to school, they put little packets of plastic biscuits and a little short bottle of Busters. And why do you give a child a Buster for? To bust, what you busting? Right? Right, so you give them Buster, you give them biscuit and sugar and all that is synthetic. So when you look at these people living in these remote places, they are living in tune with nature, right? What they eat, even if they are gonna eat chicken or they're gonna eat beef, it's a different type of thing than this processed and GMO things that these people are eating. Go on. Yeah, well, they have nice air, they have clean water, they don't have no chlorine. Remember, your pipe you have in your home there, the water have chlorine, you know that? If you take a glass of Clorox and you drink it, what will happen to you? Tell me, if you take a glass of Clorox and you, what will happen? You drink a glass of Clorox. What will happen? Okay, of course. So then you have chlorine in your water. So it's not like as if it's just natural that plenty of the things that we are exposed to in the so-called civilized world is deadly. Every single thing, from your food, from your medicines, even the thing you go to the hospital and you take, the side effects is probably a voice in your head telling you jump off the roof, jump off, and they tell you take this drug and you have suicidal tendencies, right? Or they might give you some type of thing. So it is basically what is culture, what is the civilization, so it's very important that we just understand that, right? So it doesn't mean that because the people living in the bush, that means that they are not civilized, that they are very intelligent people, and they are able to survive longer than plenty of these people outside there that have PhDs. Many people with PhDs die at the age of 40. Okay, all right. Give thanks, my sister, for your contribution. You're welcome. Blessed, yeah. So having a PhD and having a BS and an MS, BS is what they call that's BS. Okay, and MS is still mess, right? And and P. So at the end of the day, many people with all these different things that still cannot survive, still cannot live. We've had no Instagram color tonight. I think that the lines have been very. What time is it now? Right? I think our lines have been very busy by our local colors tonight. It's 8:24 now. All right, so we only have 5 more minutes right before we close down. So people on Instagram, 17584519349 or 17584531730. Yes, caller, blessed. What's that? They have plenty things that you can use for that. Simekontoa and G-Wolf. Yeah, that's what I said, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you could do that, yes. Okay? Alright, blessed. So, number to call 17584519349, 17584531730. That's the number to call if it is that you have anything to say to us, before we actually go. So YouTube, don't be just typing thing, and I say people on Instagram, don't just come there and believe like as if it's a free thing and and you can just make an international call. Come on, make an international call and bless us up. Right? Also you people on YouTube just getting the freeness and all these different things there. Right? Should they call and you just type it and they don't want to spend a $1.50 to bless you up, right? Mm-hmm. All right, give thanks for all those of you who are here. I'm not gonna read anything, even if you say blessed. You just call and say whatever that you say. The number is 1758. Let me type the number for this brother there. Yes, caller, blessed. Go ahead. Blessed love. She Wolf Clove. Blessed love. What's that? You just make a tea with it. You boil like a cup of water, right? And then you add about, let's say, 3 teaspoons or 3 tablespoons of the semi-cotois, chopped semi-cotois. And then you could add about 5 of the cloves to the hot water. You allow it to infuse, quack it up and draw, and then you drink that. Okay, that's excellent. All right. Yeah, once a day or once before you eat for 7 consecutive days. Remember, diabetes is not something that you could just abracadabra. You have to plenty things you have to stop eating. Plenty things you have to stop eating. Okay. And exercise, stop stressing, stop quarreling, stop worrying, all them different things you have to do. All right, give thanks, caller. 17584519349, 17584531730. Give thanks. Nina, is there anything that you have to say before? Yes, caller, blessed. Oh, give thanks, my sister. You got food tonight? Well, I know, but I don't think. Do you know where she's coming from?
Soufrière?
No. Oh,
Oh, Vassalov.
could you speak up, Mama?
Vassalov.
Okay. Oh. Oh. You see, so when people hear your beautiful voice, they feel joy. Give thanks, crystal clear. Give thanks, honorable. Give thanks. I'm sure that the St. Lucian people full enjoyed your beautiful voice. Bring some peace and calm to them. Give thanks, honorable sister calling out of Montreal. There. You have another caller? Oh, give thanks, my Lord. Where you calling from? Oh, from Canada. Oh, give thanks, beloved man. Oh, give thanks. Mm-hmm. All right. So since our time is like virtually up tonight, right? It's virtually up tonight. Yes. So it's like what time is it now? Yes, 8:40. right? Yeah, so like 8:40, right? So the search my heart. Next round, I mean, we're gonna talk about it. I have a video on it on Instagram, really, but I will go into it next program and give you a higher level of it. That's next Sunday. Okay? Heart of love, my brother. Yeah. She had she the epic in the S too. Yeah, you could go ahead and speak now, man. Tell you.
Yes, what's love?
You speaking to you
Give thanks.
now. Heart of love, my Lord. Heart of love. Give thanks. Rastafari. Yeah, so give thanks for our callers. I mean, definitely we had a balance, a man and a woman calling out of the land of digital media, social media, and we give thanks for that. Definitely. We have one more caller. That'll be the final call. Yes, caller, blessed. That caller is gone. You came and you took the space of the final call.
So the YouTube is
Huh?
YouTube is
Yeah. Lucretia, blessed love, have missed most of the program. However, okay, you missed most of the program, right? I won't even do that. Okay, yes, caller, blessed, final call. Give thanks, my Lord. Give thanks for the love, man. Right. Blessed love. Give thanks for the love and give thanks for calling. Honorable. Well, see, that's a great final call. Give thanks. Give thanks. Yes, Nine. Come on, say something to the people and see, say something to the people, please. I can't believe you now. I can't believe you taking so long to say something to the people. Nine. I can't believe you.
give thanks. Thanks and
Open up your mouth, please. Open up your mouth, please. Yes, Shekinah. You beginning to be very naughty. You open up your mouth and speak. Come on, quickly, man. We have to go. The time is up. You're on TV. It's time to seal up. You're just there wasting time. Come on, let's go.
give thanks for joining us on the program tonight and listening to the words of knowledge. And
Louder, please.
yes, give thanks for joining us on the program tonight and listening to the words of knowledge. And also remember that what you eat is also what you whatever you eat, remember it goes into your system, and a lot of times you'll deliberately eat stuff that you know aren't good for your system, not realizing exactly what damage you can put on into your body. Yeah, just mind what you put inside your immune system.
That's all. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Alright, give thanks for life on the mighty like give thanks to all those of you people who are with us this evening. They're on Calabash Television. I know you all hear good because the mic is right next to our mouth, but the people on YouTube, they don't